Hey, this is Leanne, and I don't know about you, but Mondays tend to be a time of each week when sometimes really crazy thoughts come into my mind. And on this particular Monday, I am front and center pondering a thought that honestly didn't just invade my head this morning. I've been thinking about it for some time, and here is what it is. Does God mess with you? I mean, does he? The church answer is, of course he doesn't. Why would God mess with us? God loves us. He's good. Everything he does is good. And that's not just a church answer. That's a real answer. Several years ago, my husband and I went to our prayer clinic, which is just what it sounds like. It was a place to go to pray with godly people who understood the power of prayer and could apply God's promises to whatever it is that you're going through. Well, Tom and I were going through a really, really hard time. And so we went to the clinic to be ministered to and to be prayed with by the intercessors there. And at that clinic, one of my friends, her name is Julie, one of the worship leaders at our church, she said to me in that place of desperate brokenness, she said, Leanne, God does not mess with you. And those words resonated with me. I thought, there's comfort in that fact. God really doesn't mess with me. So if God doesn't mess with you, who does? Well, we all know the devil does. I mean, the devil messes with us all the time. And the reason I've been thinking about whether God messes with us or not is because one of the primary ways that the devil messes with us is by causing us to think that God messes with us. I mean, think about when Satan went and confronted Eve in the garden. In her very perfect life, in the most perfect conditions where there were no hindrances between her and her husband or her and God. And the devil comes along into Eve's perfection and he says, did God really say ... In other words, is God messing with you? Have you ever felt like God was messing with you? Do you feel like he is now? I mean, are things going on in your life that seem to be completely contrary to what God promises in his word? Are you experiencing things right now that seem to be in complete opposition to a promise that God gave you? Are you tired of waiting for him to come through on the answer to that particular prayer? I mean, come on, let's be honest. Does it feel like God's messing with you? This is the thing I want to think about this week. And I want to invite you to come along and think about this thing with me. And go ahead and comment right here and tell me, have you ever thought perhaps God was messing with you? Is there a verse that you cling to at times when you're tempted to think that God's messing with you? Is there insight you may have or an example in your own life of a time when God truly came through? I want to tell